Hey y'all! Okay. Listen, before I get started here, I've been having internet issues all day today, so I have turned off my Wi-Fi. So I am hopeful that I'm not going to have any disconnections or anything like that while I am on this video. What is up, everybody? What is happening? What is everybody doing tonight? Y'all say hey when you're hopping on. Tell me replay if you're catching the replay. Tonight, I'm bringing on a very special friend. We're going to do a dual live together, and we're going to talk about her journey with pharmacy. And here she is. So let's just do this, right? Let's do this dang thing. Let's see if we can get her on here. Hey y'all, hey everybody, hello. I got my hair done today and it rained, and so now it's frizzy everywhere, but it's fine. It's okay. Here we go. It says it's connected. Hello, Carly.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you good.
Am I yelling?
Nope.
Okay, good.
How are you?
I am good.
You're doing good. Your hair looks cute. Your makeup looks amazing as always.
Thank you. Same to you.
It's kind of weird, y'all. Now the dual lives has changed so much. It used to be like in the landscape, and now it does it. What is
hmm
this considered horizontal? No, vertical. This is vertical. And
Oh,
so it's really odd because it's like if you feel like if you're on top, like you feel like you're way up here, and if you're on bottom, you know what I mean? It's really an odd thing. But anyways, it's okay. We're gonna do this. So, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, but I can't hear you on the phone. Is there an echo?
I'm not hearing an echo at all.
Okay. I don't know why I'm not hearing you on these things anymore. Let me try something. Oh, I just turned it off.
I mean, you can try it without them if you want. I know the last one that I did, it was a terrible echo, and it just wasn't a good connection. Like we had to get off and go to Zoom.
I don't know. I mean, I can't hear you in these, but I hear you on the phone. But if there's no echo, I don't understand. Until I joined you, I heard it in my headphones, and then when I joined you, it like went off.
Well, I mean, if you're not hearing them in that, then I don't know any necessary reason for you to have them in. Hey, everybody hopping on. Hey, y'all. I'm not just ignoring y'all. I'm
I'm trying to figure
almost
something.
like forgetting everybody. Have you been sick? You sound like you're sick.
No, no, I don't know what's wrong with my voice. It's been cracking like I'm a prepubescent boy lately. And then we were chasing the kids around, screaming and acting like monsters, and so now my voice is,
Well,
strained.
well, sweet. Well, y'all listen, we're going to get started, okay? So, for everybody hopping on, I am going to this is Carly Tumlinson. She is actually a director on my team with pharmacy. And I just wanted to sit down with her tonight, and I wanted to chat about her pharmacy journey. So, Carly, why don't you start out by telling us just a little bit about you and, just your life. Are you married? Do you have kids? Where do you live? That sort of stuff.
Okay. Yes, I'm married. I've been married for in February, I believe it's going to be 12 years, I think. And we have two kids. We have an 8-year-old boy and a 6-year-old girl, and we homeschool and live on a bunch of acreage in Central Texas. Have chickens, a big garden, uh, just simple life out here. I'm actually from South Louisiana though, so we moved here about 5 years ago, and I would never move back. I love Texas. I love
I,
it. So
I love Texas too. I love Texas too. There's just something about Texas, right? But I think people either love it or they hate it. It's like either, you know what I mean? They're either full blown Texan or they're like, I could do without it, right?
yeah,
Um, so that's awesome. So you said you've been married for 12 years?
almost. Yeah, February will be 12 years. Um, Let me just take these out because
Yep, that's
I
fine.
I guess I don't need them now. I did feel pretty techy with them in though, I have to admit. So anyway, yeah, we met my sister-in-law now. We met in beauty school, me and her, and I just stayed friends with them. And she's married to his brother, and they kind of set us up, and we dated for I think it was 7 months and got married a month later.
It was meant to be.
So super fast. It was meant
And
to
then
be.
And then was he like, what have I done?
Yeah,
Like, I didn't
probably.
even know this woman.
I'm sure he asks himself that every day. So, but too bad he's stuck with me now.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's good. I love Nelson. Nelson is an artist. If y'all don't know that, he is an actual artist. And how many kids, Carly, do you have?
We have two,
And how
a
old are
boy.
they?
They're 8 and 6. So
And
our boy's Wyatt and our daughter's name is Juliet.
y'all listen, so Carly is on my team and she's a huge asset to my team, but I have to say, I look up to Carly even more than being on my team. She homeschools her children, and y'all all know that I'm like, well, I don't have to tell y'all. I mean, y'all already know how I feel about that whole, like, how that has come down on me. So, like, I look up to Carly. I message Carly. I'm like, Carly, can you tell me how to do this? Can you tell me how to explain this? She's always sending me tips.
Homeschooling is hard, and we did it before COVID. I was homeschooled my whole life, actually. So it's kind of just normal to me, but being on the other side of it as the teacher, it's so annoying. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, but it's what we feel called to do, so we do it.
Well, and I think sometimes, in my opinion, I think that like it's different when it's your own kids too. Like you hear people like right now doing what I'm doing with the virtual reality. You hear people say, it's different when it's your own. Like I have a teacher, we take AJ to a tutor, and she's like, I'm telling you, it's different when it's your own kids. Like I can do this all day long, but you bring your own kids home, and it's like, what in the world, right? So,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
so
different.
I wanted to ask you so let's get started a little bit about your journey with pharmacy. So what brought you to pharmacy? Like how did that all transpire? Well, let me start with this. How long have you been in network marketing?
Well, before, that's a hard question. I've joined, um, I think 3 other companies before the company I was with prior to pharmacy. Okay, so this is
Uh-huh.
like my 5th company. Um, but I never like really did, maybe made a few posts, but always just kind of felt like I had no idea what I was doing. I just had no guidance, didn't know what to do. So I joined the previous company I was with in May of 2018, I think. And so I've been doing this now for a year and a half. And then, yeah, I guess full on doing it for about a year and a half.
Perfect. So how did that transpire for you? So you said you've been with, several different companies. You were with one company prior to this one that you never felt like you kind of got the hang of it or what. So how did that transpire and how did you find pharmacy and tell me how all of that went down?
It's not even that I wasn't even really looking for another company. So what had happened was, we just needed extra income. And so I had taken a job at a private school teaching, and I did that for a while. Well, I did it a whole school season, and that's when I found out that I had lupus, and it was just an exhausting. I would work from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. and make $900 a month. I mean, it was just not the greatest time of my life. So I'm like, okay, I need to do something else. And my friend was with this other company, and I'm like, I'm gonna join her. She can do it, I can do it. And so I did, kind of just jumped in feet first, and I wasn't looking for anything else. I mean, I was doing decent, you know. And this one girl that was with the same company did a live with her friend, and they announced that they were going to pharmacy. And I'm like, what is this company? So I was watching their live, and they're just talking about it, and I'm like, I could feel like the heat just traveling up my neck, like I feel like I need to find out what's going on. Like I just FOMO, fear of missing out. So I started Googling, leaving the one company to go to this one, and I found you on YouTube by doing that. And I'm like talking to my husband about it. I'm like, should I do it? I don't want people to think that I'm like wishy-washy, and I want them to trust me, and I'm scared to do this because, it's scary to switch from one company to another. And anyway, especially because I had only been with the other one for 6 months. So it wasn't even very long. And I asked my cousin, who will tell it like it is, and I said, what would you think of me if I did this? And she said, honestly, it's better for your network. It's better commission. She's like, I would do it. And so I did. I had the support of my husband. I wasn't doing anything wrong. And so I did. And I'm so thankful every single day.
Yeah,
So
definitely. I think sometimes, just that inside person tells you sometimes you just got to make a change, right? And sometimes you got to listen to that. And it doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything wrong with where you come from or what you were doing. Maybe it just wasn't working. And there's usually a reason why your gut is telling you something else. There's usually a reason why you're on YouTube looking for something different, right? And it's just because there's something out there more made for you.
yep.
So I'm super excited about that. I am currently doing a leadership. Uh, I'm in a leadership group right now, a mentor group where I have so many people that have joined my team from YouTube, and we say it's such a huge, huge benefit to your business if you do that, right? And so I have actually kind of fallen off. And so I have these people that keep commenting YouTube, 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 because it's like, I know that YouTube is a fabulous place to be, right? But it's scary. YouTube is a really scary place to be. So I'm glad you found me.
Me too. And
Yeah.
I watched a couple other people's videos, but there was just something about you that I was drawn to. I just felt connected to you. And so I reached out and then I asked you questions for about a week and a half.
So I think it's just one of those things that sometimes, the best thing is finding somebody that you connect with. I think it's
Yes.
important being in a leadership role. Sometimes you're going to have people that are going to spend 5 minutes asking you questions, and sometimes you're going to have Carly's that spend a week asking you questions. But I can tell you this, Carly, I appreciate you asking me the questions, because I can tell you this. The people that come to you that ask you the week's worth of questions are the ones that are serious, and they're the people that are ready to run. And
Yeah.
you're living proof of that, right? So I knew when you were asking me all those questions that they were hard, and it was like, I mean, I'm not going to say I ever rolled my eyes at you, but I might have once or twice. I don't know. You know
You
what I
know?
mean? But it was, I knew that you were going to be a huge asset here, and I knew me and you would connect well. We're a lot alike. We're very both, I mean, I would say, right, we're both pretty outspoken. We like to have fun. We have a good time. We love to make people laugh. And I
Yeah.
think that's why we connect well. So that's awesome. What made you choose network marketing? Like, what made you, I know you said you were looking for some extra income. Had you, uh, like, what kind of made you get into that field, I guess is what I'm asking. Did you know somebody that was in that type of business, or?
Yeah, my friend Kayla was with the other company doing really well. And I really honestly didn't give it much thought. It was kind of like a, hey, Nelson, I think I might want to do this. He's like, okay. And I just did. I didn't put much thought into it. I just knew that, I could make money from home. Why not give it a try? I had no idea that a year and a half later we would be making for my family like life-changing money. I mean, it's not, for some people it may not be a whole lot, but for us, we can live comfortably now and do extracurricular things. All of our bills are paid. There's nothing that I feel I have to worry about anymore. And that's a huge piece to have that.
Yeah,
So
definitely. I can understand that completely. So tell me, I'm curious, like, I want you to tell us about, like, you as a leader. What's your leadership style? Tell us about your team. Like, I know you came here from a company where you didn't have a lot of success, or you didn't feel like you had a lot of success, and now you're here and you're blowing and going and you have an amazing, incredible team. So tell us a little bit about that.
okay, so with the company I was with before, I had 9 people. And it was a little bit harder to get people to join because it was a pricier startup, right? And so with pharmacy, I've been able to, I think at the end of November, we had 375 women on our team. So I'm hoping by the end of this month that we have 400 at least. And so every month we're growing, and I don't, my leadership style, I guess, would be very similar to yours because I like the way you do it. You're obviously very successful. So I mimic you a lot. I'm like, okay, she did this, and I go do that. And I do come up with some of my own stuff too, but I just am very involved every day, checking in with them, giving them ideas. Recently, I've started posting a lot more motivational stuff. Just try to be encouraging and be a friend. Um, but also somebody that they can come to if they have questions, I guess.
How crazy is it to think that, 1 year ago, It hasn't even been a year yet, but I know it's close to that, right? So,
It was actually just the year, November like 28th
okay.
or
So
something.
how crazy is it to think that in 1 year's time you have literally grown a team of 400
I know.
amazing people, that
It's
you've
awesome.
impacted that many people? And the thing is, the wonderful thing about that is you're going to continue to grow. I mean, you're going to see that in this business as you grow. You're going to, and I know there's like some months that I'm like so shocked by how many people get on board with this. You know what I mean? Because it's such an incredible opportunity. And really, you sit there and you say your leadership is a lot like mine and you take a lot of my stuff. And that's the thing about this business. It's just duplicatability, right? Like if you can do something that's duplicatable, then we all win from it. So,
Well, and that's how you want to be, because I want my girls to be able to mimic me. So when they get a team, that's why I try to lead them well, so they can lead their team well. And then it's just this trickle effect. And honestly, the highest form of flattery is imitation, right?
that's right.
So, I'm not saying that I copy everything that you do, but if you have something that I think is excellent, yeah, I'm going to do it because you're leading well. So,
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Where do you see yourself in a year with pharmacy? Like 1 year from now, if you could have it, I mean, like if you could just say, this is where I'm going to be, like, where do you see yourself in a year?
I was just talking to Nelson. Listen, you hear my voice? I'm telling you, like, I am not a 14-year-old boy. I don't know what's going on. Um, I lost my train of thought. I was just talking to Nelson how at a year's time, next December, I'm going to be standing right there in that TV room, and I'm going to be making double at least what I'm making now. My goal would be to make triple, but I really think that I will be platinum. That's my goal, is for in this next year to get to gold. I need one more director for that, and then to get to platinum in a year's time. And I think that that's doable, because I don't slack off. I'm very consistent, and with consistency comes results.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So Carly right now is a silver director here. She's very close to getting to gold, and I have no doubt that you're going to be at platinum by the end of next year. I see you. I see how dedicated you are. I see how hard you work. You are one of the hardest people working on this team. You you get up every single day and you show up, and that's what it takes. That's what it takes to get to where you want to be. And I have no doubt that, and believing that you can do it, right? Believing that you can do it and not getting yourself discouraged, and saying, you know what? So what? I didn't get there this month. I'm going to go for it next month. That's the mindset that you have to have.
Yeah.
So let's see. What is your favorite pharmacy product?
Um,
That's a hard one, isn't it?
it is. And I was thinking about it. It is hard. I love, obviously, the foundation because it is just amazing coverage. And I did hair before this. So I've used everything, Royal Norman, MAC, Bare Minerals, all of these higher, well, there's even more high-end stuff, but just expensive stuff. And this is by far the best makeup that I've ever used, and I'm not just saying that. Like, I truly believe that. But I have to say that I think that my favorite makeup product would probably be our trio palettes, the Peach Bite and the other trio palette. I just love them because I think that they're versatile. You can use it for bronzer, highlight, blush, eyeshadow. If your eyebrows are light enough, you could even use the browns for your eyebrows. I mean, you can use it for everything,
Mm-hmm.
So I love those.
Yeah, for sure. It's a very hard to decide for me what my favorite product is here, because I mean, people will ask me that, like, what's your favorite products? And I'm like, that's a very difficult question for me. What is your favorite skincare? Do you have a favorite skincare here?
I do. So I actually use a couple different lines. I use the Age Versus and the Calendula. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. But anyway, but one product that I will never go without ever again, because I did quit using it for a while when I switched over to one certain, I think I tried the Rose line for a while maybe. And it was the Age Versus serum. And I'm telling you that my skin started to not look as good. And I'm like, oh no. So I bought that again, and I will never run out of that ever again, because it
Yeah,
really does.
I've had tremendous results with the Age Reversus line. It's the one that I stand by. It's the one that I always preach because it's made huge changes to my skin. And you're right, the serum is like, you
Yes,
can
I
see a
literally
difference.
feel it work on my face.
Yeah.
So that's probably my favorite skincare product. I am really anxious to try the new Luma Radiance because I do have some sun damage from tanning a long time ago.
Hmm.
And so I'm excited to try that. But hey, Artie. So
Yeah.
yeah, I love it all.
That's exciting. That's awesome. So, why don't you tell everybody on here what social medias you're on? How can people get in contact with you? If somebody feels like they connect with you really well and they feel like, you know what, I think she might would be a really good leader for me. Like how can they get in contact with you?
Um, so my main platform or whatever is definitely Facebook. I've been successful at Facebook, and so I kind of just stick with it. I have started downloading I started putting some videos on YouTube, and then I'm
Mhm.
like, well, nobody's watching them, so I'm not going to do this anymore. Which, how ridiculous to be that way, because that's why people quit MLMs all the time because they didn't get rich on month one, you know? So, so I
It's
started
true.
downloading my videos again, and I'm just going to keep doing it because I keep hearing that content wins, and so I'll just keep doing that. Maybe eventually I'll get to where I do videos specifically for YouTube, but right now I'm just going to keep on doing my lives from Facebook and put them over there. And I had an Instagram, but I really don't know how to work Instagram really well. So that's something that I probably should start trying to learn more now that I have Facebook, pretty much down. Um, but right now, the main thing would be Facebook. So if you want to find me, you can find me there. Or you,
Perfect. Um,
it's my 6 videos.
Instagram, I have an Instagram also, and it is a different it's very different. I feel
Yeah.
comfortable on Facebook. I feel like I can come on Facebook looking all kinds of a hot mess. And everybody is like, "Oh, that's Kristina." Like they're accepted. I feel like if I go to Instagram, I can't be me. Like I feel like I have to be somebody else. So I struggle with Instagram, but just the same as you, I need to do a better job with
Well,
sharing some of my focus there.
and I'm always preaching to my team that like true growth happens when you get out of your comfort zone because I truly believe that. Like you will never grow as a person if you stay comfortable. And so Instagram makes me uncomfortable. So I guess that's where I need to be. YouTube too.
It's all
So
about getting outside of that comfort zone. You hear me say that to you all the time, right? Like if it feels uncomfortable, it means you're growing. And the
yeah.
only way to get to where you want to go is to grow, right? I mean, that's what it all boils down to. That's the reality. So, is there okay, so I think those are the questions that I had written down for you, but I want to ask what would you say? Let's just say this. Like, what would you say? And I'm springing this one on you, so sorry. But what would you say? No, this is not. You could, I mean, come on, I know you. What would you say to someone that, like, you know, maybe out looking for a new journey, a new adventure? They want to try something different, and and they're looking for a leader. Like, what would you say to them? Like, what would you tell them? If they're maybe let's use an example like they're looking somebody at a different company looking for change, right? Like, what would you tell that person?
Well, um, I always are you asking me what I would tell them as what I am as a leader or like why they should join pharmacy because
As a leader, like if somebody came to you and they were asking you questions and they were like, I'm really with this other company, but I really don't like, as a leader, what would you tell them? Like,
well, I mean, I would be like, I always tell people, because I come from companies where I felt like I was drowning and had no idea what I was doing, that is 100% not what it's going to be like when you join my team. That we have free trainings, not just in my team, but in my uplines team, my uplines upline, my uplines upline. You know what I mean? Like generations of trainings free and like good stuff.
mm-hmm.
Um, and that they will have, like, I'm not going to hold your hand the whole time, but I will guide you and lead you, and I'm here to ask questions. And honestly, my team's name is Team Rosie's because I love Rosie the Realtor. I think that that era of women was super powerful and like changing the way that the world was. And you know, we can do it. So it's kind of cheesy, but that's our name. And so my team is like full of extremely supportive people. We don't just come to each other to ask about pharmacy questions. If someone is having problems in their family, they ask us to pray for them or whatever. And that's how our team is. And so I just tell them, like, you're going to have support, you're going to have friendship. And if you're willing to take advice from myself and like other leaders, and you're willing to be consistent and work hard, just like at any job, you very, very much can make a true income here.
Yeah,
So,
that's good. That's really good. Um, I know sometimes, we get put on the spot. People ask us questions, right? And like sometimes you don't want to say the wrong thing because you always want to have people's best interest at heart, but you're sitting on such an amazing opportunity that you just want to be like, it doesn't matter. Just come on. Just trust
well,
me. Just come
I do
on.
always tell them, I'm like, look, it is literally a win-win situation. You have nothing to lose here, nothing, but you possibly have everything to gain. And I mean, it's $20. Who does not have $20 of change sitting on their desk? Pretty much everybody has
Yeah.
$20 of change laying around, you know? And I don't understand why everybody's not with pharmacy personally, because it is the best company. And I mean, it's proven too, right? We're number one in compensation plan and direct sales in the US.
Hmm.
But there's something for everybody, and I'm sure they feel the same way about the companies that they're with. So,
Yeah. I mean, we're just fortunate and blessed. I
yeah,
mean, that's the way I look at it. I'm fortunate, I'm blessed, I'm thankful. I think sometimes it takes, get taking a huge leap of faith. I
yeah.
know it's really hard when, change is hard. And a
Already
lot of, what did she say?
spent $28 at Sonic today. Exactly. And what are you going to do
It's,
with that Sonic
it's,
later? You know what I'm
what's amazing that I always speak on because I feel like it's huge is that the fact that um, pharmacy is for everybody. Like
saying?
they don't discriminate. Like whether you have, make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year or you make, $10,000 a year, this is an opportunity for everybody. And I love that because, sometimes it's hard. It's hard to come up, with those bigger amounts of money to get involved in something. So I love that pharmacy, has that $20 starter kit because I mean that's
Well,
insane, right?
I didn't read the mission statement before I joined because I tend to just do things like without thinking. Anyways, this was a good time. This was a good situation where I did something without thinking when I'm waiting to jump to pharmacy. But anyways, but when I did read their mission statement and why they charge $20, like I got all teary-eyed because they truly just want people to be able to afford to change their lives. Like, why should you be in a bad situation and you want to get out of that? And you're like, oh, well, here you go. I have the answer for you. It's going to be $200 to get started. What?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, but
And
$20?
mhm.
I
And
love that about them.
it's a huge investment. So for somebody that doesn't have that type of money, right, a
Exactly.
lot comes along with that because it's like, okay, well, if I can come up with the money, what if I can't sell the products? You know what I mean? So like you said, here at pharmacy, $20, freaking don't eat out at McDonald's for a couple of days and start your own business. I mean, seriously though, that's true. So,
You get one Starbucks coffee because it's about $20. So anyway,
well, then that $10 Starbucks that I sent y'all probably won't get you, but just add your money to it. Just add your money to it. I'll pay for half of your drink.
that's funny. Oh my
All right,
goodness.
Carly. Well, is there anything that you want to say or that you want to leave us with, or is there anything that you just feel is on your heart tonight that you want to share?
I don't think so. I mean, I appreciate you interviewing me and, just investing in me and the rest of the people on the team. I love you, and I'm sure
Well,
you know that.
I I want to tell you that, I'm super proud of you. I'm very, very proud of you. I know how hard you work. I see how hard you work. I see how determined you are. I see really big things happening for you. I have
Don't
not
make me
only
cry. You better
Well, I've not only gained a really amazing teammate, like you are my friend, and I have that connection with you, and I'm very, very blessed that God brought you into my life. And I mean, let's go get freaking platinum, right?
Yeah, I'm working every day, you know it. So anyway, well,
Well,
thank you for those kind words.
you're welcome, dear. I love you. Thank you for taking
You
the
too.
time to do this interview with me. I appreciate you, and I guess we'll talk to everybody later.
Yeah, it was fun. Talk to you later.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all.